I'm Tejas Vakil. I am a Democratic candidate for the Texas District 21 Congressional seat. Let us talk about the national economy. The biggest long-term challenge I believe that we face on the economic front is the national debt. The interest on the national debt in the next 5 years is almost going to double from $229 billion to $540 billion. And in 10 years, it will take up more than 50% of the federal budget. This is money that we could otherwise spend on building the nation's infrastructure, securing the country, or on other domestic programs such as healthcare or climate change or anything else. We need to tackle this problem instead of saddling our children and grandchildren with this enormous debt. Now, before I address the issue of how we tackle this, let me address two economic myths, one from the left and one from the right. From the right, the conservatives believe that all we have to do is cut taxes and cut government spending, and that will grow the economy to the point where the national debt becomes a very small portion and becomes irrelevant. This is unrealistic and dishonest, because you could double the growth over the next 5 or 10 years from the current 2% to 4 or 5%, and it would still not pay off the national debt. The other myth coming from the left is that income inequality will be solved if all we did was tax the rich. Income inequality is a problem, but it is a symptom of the fact that we have loss of opportunity in the job market and we have wage stagnation in the market. Neither of these two problems will be solved by taxing the rich. So, what is the solution? What we need to do to both grow the economy and create jobs in the market while still paying down the national debt are two things. One, to grow the economy, I would propose that we reduce taxes on both businesses as well as individuals to ensure that there is an incentive for private enterprise to invest in the American economy, drive innovation, and create new jobs. Obviously, a tax cut will drive up the deficit. So the second thing I propose to balance it out is a consumption tax. A consumption tax, a sales tax, that would be used to ensure that we pay down the national debt. I don't want this sales tax to be a permanent thing. And also, I don't want it to hit the very poor, so we can exempt food, fuel, and other necessities. But we use this consumption tax to ensure that we pay down the national debt, and the moment the national debt, which is right now over 100% of GDP, moment that it comes down to 25% of GDP, we do away with this tax. If we take these two actions, we'll be in a position to both drive job growth, grow the economy, drive wages up, while ensuring that we don't saddle future generations with this huge national debt on which they would have to pay the interest. There are other things that we can do. I would propose ensuring that we keep the defense budget at 4% of GDP, fixed rate. That is, it's an increase from the 3.5% that we had in 2014, and it would allow us to meet most of our global challenges. Obviously, if there were a huge conflict, that would be a totally different expense. But 4% of GDP should meet our requirements. The other thing that I would do, which would require a lot of political will, is we should evaluate government programs that don't work and kill them. In 50 years, we haven't killed a single major government program. They can't all be working as effectively as possible. We have to be much more responsible with taxpayer dollars. Once again, I hope that you will join me in this effort and help us make a positive impact. Thank you.